When it comes to fall crafting, I love felt. Hello, Mayflom here, and today I've got a tutorial showing you how to make this fun little felt pumpkin, all thanks to my ScanNCut. So you can see here, I've got an oval shape that I have pulled into my working screen, and I'm going into Object Edit. The first thing I'm going to do is rotate it, and the next thing I'm going to do is go in and click on that little button. You can see it turn dark blue, and I'm adjusting that dark blue button is going to let me adjust the width and the height separately. Now, once I have done this, I am going to move these, and I'm using the top line so that they are straight, and I'm making sure I have 4 total ovals. 3 of the ovals I am moving so that they overlap, and the reason is I'm building that pumpkin body. The 4th one is for depth, to go over the center once we're done. Now, once I like everything, once I feel like the 3 are overlapping in a way that I like, I'm going in here to select those 3. You can see, there we go. All 3 are selected, and I'm going to weld them so that when I cut, it cuts out as one pumpkin shape. And there we go, we're happy with it. Once we're good with this, we're going to want to use, and you can see that's gonna go over the middle and be beautiful after we cut, but of course we wanna cut it separately. I'm going to be using felt for this. I'm just using craft store felt. Nothing fancy, nothing special. You can back it with stabilizer if need be. The felt I'm using is stiff enough that it really doesn't need that. So once you're all set and all ready, you're just gonna go ahead and cut these out. Now you're noticing I'm going in here and turning off half cut. I must have been cutting some vinyl. We want a full cut, of course, and the auto blade will determine the depth. Now once we're done with that, we can go back into pattern. If there's any other patterns, for example, I want a basic shape. I also want a leaf to top my pumpkin. I think that'll be really cute. So I'm going to go ahead and think about different leaf shapes and which one I think will work best. And sizing wise, I don't worry about it too much on that screen because we can always go into edit and edit our things here on the ScanNCut. Instead, I'm just going in to grab something that I think will work as the topper for the stem of our little pumpkin. And once I have picked something that I think will work, remember we can always trim more off. I'm separating those because I will use 2 different colors of felt for this, of course. And you can see I can go ahead and rotate things. I can go ahead again. If we push that up and sideways arrow, that means we can independently change the width and the height on something, which is really good for a project like this, especially when we're trying to customize from basic shapes into creating our own. I mean, this is one of my favorite pumpkin ways to make a pumpkin because I can get like a really low fat one or a really tall thin one, all depending on what oval shape I use. So once you are ready and your felt is on there, go ahead and cut it out. Now, once you have everything cut out, so once I cut this out, and you know what, guys, it happens once in a while in the creative process, I decided I wished I had a pumpkin that was a little more, the top was a little more straight, so I just snipped a little bit off the end. Now, all I'm doing here is adding stitching. So I am adding some stitching around the edge, and I'm also had some scraps of felt that I am twisting into rosette pattern, kind of, and then just stitching onto my pumpkin. Now, you can use absolutely anything. There are great designs that you can make with the ScanNCut specifically, but of course, being me, if I have scrap, I want to use it. So I'm also using scrap. And I'm just using standard thread, just embroidery thread. I'm nothing fancy. Couple of, I think 3 strands of it. And just stitching everything down, adding buttons and stitching down, adding more felt rosettes and stitching down, adding that leaf that we made and stitching down, basically whatever I want to do. And then once this is all done, I can add a hanger if I want to hang it. I could make a garland full of them. I can top a gift with it. I can decorate a placemat with it, whatever I might want to do. But I hope I've inspired you today with this quick little video. I'll see you next time.